Hello, my name is Kathy Wilkerson, and I'm going to read you a story somewhat about the birth of Jesus. And the name of the story is The Cat in the Manger by Michael Foreman, copyrighted by Henry Holt and Company. So here you see on the front the cat, and we'll find out what this cat is doing. Here is a brief summary of the story. A long time ago, in a faraway land, a cat lived in a barn. He had to share it with the other animals, cows and goats, chickens and mice. But that was all right. He was a good mouser. Then one wintry night, the door flew opened, and in came a man and a woman to take shelter. It was really cold that night, I remember, a dusting of snow and bright, bright stars, so I was glad the cows were in the manger to keep me company. But just as the barn was getting nice and warm, the door flew open, and there stood a man and a woman astride a donkey in a flurry of snowflakes. The donkey looked meek and mild, but I kept out of his way, just in case. The man pulled some fresh straw down from the loft and made a bed for the woman in the corner furthest from the door. She looked uncomfortable. When she cried out, the man embraced her, and the donkey went dewy-eyed. Having a little page problem here. Then I heard a baby cry. The cows and the goats were all wide awake now, shuffling about, treading on each other's toes. I was tipped out of the manger. The baby stopped crying. Everything was silent. It was as if all the animals held their breath. We looked at the baby, and the baby looked at us. Suddenly, I heard sheep, leading sheep. I could hear them coming closer and closer. Then with an icy blast, the door flew open, and in stumbled some shepherds and snow-covered sheep. The shepherds knelt on the mud floor around the man and the woman. Then came the camels. There were 3 of them. The camels were enormous. Their red and green leather bridles sparkled with gold decorations. The 3 masters were clad even more beautifully. They looked like kings, yet they knelt down beside the shepherds and all the animals in the barn and smiled at the baby. You can see the cat right there. Above the chickens sat silent in the rafters. When I looked behind me, I saw rows and rows of mice. Mice! Their beady eyes flickered from me to the baby again. And here are all the mice. The mice crept forward past me and scampered through to the front, all eyes on the baby. It all seems like a long time ago now. Everyone is gone. The shepherds with their bleating sheep, the rich men with their grumpy camels, even the man and the woman with the baby are gone. Here you can see the cat and the mice. The funny thing is, I haven't caught a mice since. I chase them occasionally just for practice, but I haven't the heart to catch them. So you can see the cat and part of Bethlehem, and this story was written by, we'll go back to the front here. It was written by, here's Bethlehem. It was written by Michael Foreman and published by Henry Holt and Company. I hope you've enjoyed this story, as it was really fun to read to you. And that ends our story of the town of Bethlehem.